Hello, I am Jyothi, Chief Executive of Brahma Jyothi Supreme Office Worldwide. This is the 17th video in this series and the 6th video in the Aquarius Zodiac. So far we have completed 16 videos with the average time 18 minutes. In Aquarius Zodiac we have completed 6 videos with the average time 16 minutes. And this is the 17th video. The 7th video in the Aquarius Zodiac. I am planning to have about a 20-minute session. Before proceeding, I will give you the time specification today. Today is 2nd March 2021. Tuesday. Now we are in Aquarius Zodiac. The stellar configuration is from Chitra star, the star of Chitragupta, one who keeps records of your activities, what are happening in the world, then what are each individual is doing, what are the sins they are committing, what are the good deeds they are committing, and the trial is happening in this office about what you have done in the past. All of you must pass through this office to the other world after death. This is the most important office and the prime office in the planet Earth. It is through this office you are entering the planet Earth, and after death you have to pass through this office to the other world. Here the assessments will be made, and the results will be given. That is why in Quran, that originated in 1500 years before, that in the first chapter itself, that begins with the day of the judgment will come. And I am telling that day of the judgment has already come. More than 20 years before. I was interested with the work of Chitragupta in 1999 by Sage Prabhu, the eldest son of Brahma, the creator. There are so many mistakes. Prabhu said there are so many mistakes in the present accounts. I had to rectify the system and modernize the system also. And I had to maintain the accounts of the king who are ruling the world and who are looking after other people. So I have rectified the mistakes. By 2011, all the accounts I have made error-free. So with that background, we are proceeding. And last video we had told, again the errors are corrected. We are supposed to give only after we are looked after well, and our demands are met. And from the very beginning we are telling we require at least a token money. And at present, from the very beginning it is like that, and we have specified we require from one person, those who are willing to give us 1 rupee per day. That's enough. We don't want lakhs and crores. We want those who can afford to pay at least 1 rupee per day. Give us, we will give the service. And nobody responded. Recently also we have given the message, nobody responded. From nowhere in the world, and none of the categories. Neither learned people, nor rulers, then business people, another category. None of them responded. So we cannot give the active support. We are maintaining accounts, so that is another part. Whether we are maintaining it or not is none of your business. It is our business. We are maintaining records for us to control the world. We are maintaining that do not have anything to do with you. If you want the benefits, you have to make at least a token payment of 1 rupee per day. Those who are interested. We don't want all these 780 crore people they have to make a contribution. Our intention, at least 2 people should support us. One person propose, another person support. That is every day. So that will make around 780 rupees. That is for 1 crore people, we are ready to give service of 1 rupee per day. Even then you are not willing. That's why the penalty for what I have mentioned in the last video, that is For every 30 seconds, there is a lower limb amputation going on in the world. Now, still that will be increasing. That is one part. And another part is, now for the last 3 years, I am not getting any money. Before that, I used to get some money, some amount of monetary benefits. And in the last 3 years, the cancer, incidence of cancer, that also increased by about 17%. Now it is almost, last 3 years, I didn't get any money. So, last 3 years, the analysis has been made, and 17% cancer incidence increased. And from last year onwards, Corona has entered the scene. And many people, even the Kerala team, health minister team, we were able to control Corona, and the death percentage is very less. It's true that in 3.6 crore people, that is the population in Kerala. Here there is only about 20-21 deaths per day. That's all. In India also, 130 crore people are there. And about only 1.1 to 1.5% death is there. But in the world scene, there are 11 crore cases already happen. And in about 3% deaths are there. We are able to control somewhat. Not exactly able to control. The incidence of death was only 3%. That is the truth. Whether you controlled or not, there is no strategy for that. It's only 3%. Actually, for pandemics, like this pandemics, the death rate is about 50%. That you should remember. It is not because your merits it has happened, it's only because of the style of functioning of corona, this global pandemic that happened. Only because of the system was tuned to such a way that was only that much. It may increase in the coming days. But the fact you forget is that for every case of corona incidents, you have to incur 6 lakh rupees for each patient. The Kerala government has done the costing and they have given the figure. They themselves have done the costing. How much it will cost to look after a COVID patient. And they published the data, and that is 6 lakh rupees. So 11 crore people infected in world means 11 crore into 6 lakh rupees. That means additional payment you have to make for the treatment of corona disease. And so much, almost 14% growth has been lost. Like this, several losses are happening. Only because whatever accounts I have made right, you made it wrong. That is the main reason. From 2011 onwards, it is happening. And your representatives are telling the people do not respond. Even anyone can support us. Any religion, any political party, any nationality, they can support us. But none of you support us. So you are paying the price. That's all. These are all the political rulership. They are all forgetting and they are misleading. Every day they are making a statement and they are making some sort of a picture. They are paying from their pocket. It is not. They are making payment from your pocket. They are taking money from your pocket and meeting their expenses. They don't have any sanction. They are only your representatives. They are taking money from your pocket and meeting the expenses. Nothing more than that. And the treasury for Kerala is almost empty for last 1 year. These facts you remember. Just only because you are not conforming to the Supreme Office guidelines, you are making all these, every day you are making all these expenses. Something more will happen. You can see, you have introduced corona vaccine in December 8. After that, the corona incidence increased by almost threefold. Till in the 80th day. Recently it was the 88th day. Between that period, in that period, the corona incidence increased by almost 3 times. That means, by in 80 days, corona has done the job of almost 250 days. Almost 1 year work it is over, at the rate of what it was doing previously to the corona introduction of corona vaccine. That cost benefit analysis you should do. If you want to use the term control, you should have our concurrence also. You cannot just get into our system and cannot control. Even the type of democratic system of functioning of the government is entirely wrong. That is a wrong concept you are doing. I will explain the later video what we are doing wrong. That is fundamentally wrong. That type is, we are not against people taking decisions. Your representatives can take decisions, but the style of function is entirely different. It's always going wrong. I will explain later. We are not against. You can take decisions and all. It is for your convenience. It is being provided to incorporate your suggestions of the people. That you can do. We are not against. Not totally against. But the style of function is different. And already the next election has been announced in Kerala. That will be on April 6th. That also is approaching. In this background, I am making this discussion in this session. These facts you should remember. This is what is happening. Truth, that is what is happening in the world. Many misleading statements are there. Every day, lot of misleading statements are there. And we are closely watching it also. So that's why I want to disclose at least this information, these facts before you. And I am telling, we are ready to give any sort of help. So far as you are able to cooperate us with, and you are able to support us. And nobody is willing to disclose the identity also. If you want to enter our site, you have to disclose our identity. Just 1 rupee, but nobody is willing to pay. That is because you are not in this age. You are below or somewhere outside the monetary system. Only if you enter the monetary system, you can get the monetary freedom. Till that time, your transactions are waste. Nothing. You should show you are capable of paying at least 1 rupee per day to us. Then only your transactions are valid. In their name, the transactions will be done also. Nobody else will have the authority to do the transaction. And if you want, we will make a country-wise allocation also. But we are not interested. Mostly we are not. We would like to have state-wise allocation in India and Kerala, in district-wise in Kerala. Then if you want, you can make. At least one representative can make a contribution, or 1 or 2. That's enough. In world, from any part you can pay. Just $5 per 1 year. That is a must. We want you are supporting us. We want this is a token. Just like you vote for your representative, you just make a payment, just 1 rupee per day or $5 per year. That's all. We will give you the support. Even otherwise, we are disclosing so many facts and so many solutions. But if it has to come into effect for useful to you, and if you should be treated as a credit, then you should make at least 1 rupee contribution to our site. Then only it is valid. With this background, I am proceeding. And the penalty I have told, these amputations, lower limb amputations, that can happen in several ways. You think it's only when some amputation really happens, the amputation happens. It is not. The first very minor cases, that time will be allotted to some other, just like fishes. There you don't have any legs. You have to move in the water. That is that defective portion is taken out and allotted to a fish birth. In this world, it will happen immediately. Every day that will happen. So some of the life you had yesterday will not be there tomorrow. Or whatever life today you had, that will not be there yesterday. That will be taken out and you put into fishes. That will be, you will be in learning mode. And next one, that is very common, that will be aware. You buy something similar to an artificial leg. That is a motorcycle, scooter, car. Since you are not able to move, you purchase a scooter, motorbike, or car, or use a public transport. That is a form of artificial limb. If you are self-sufficient and if you didn't do anything wrong, you will be within your area and you have to walk down to your any place you would like to go. That is the system. So you are purchasing an artificial limb, just like a scooter, bike, car, or public transport system, by making money transactions. So that system, that is also a form of punishment. And the third one, that is really cutting off. That is happening for every 30 seconds one amputation in the world. I think you had some idea about the system. This is what's happening. Now something more I will tell you. Here in the Sagittarius, this all life starts from Sagittarius. And that is a remote area, that is in the forest, there with proper discipline. And the symbol is, I have placed, normally people start worshipping with Ganapati, that is the half human, half animal form. That is half human and half elephant head, half human form. That is the Ganapati. The Ganapati is there at the corner, extreme bottom side, and I think Ganapati is there. Is the head of the society. But that represents strength and wisdom. These two are there. Ganapati, elephant head and strong body, human body. But the real sign of the Sagittarius is a man having the body of horse with a bow and arrow in his hands. That is the symbol. These that Ganapati represents strength and wisdom. That I have mentioned. Now this the man in the body of horse represents, that is skill and speed. That is what Six Sigma says. So you remember how old, how far it has come. The Six Sigma has come from more than 15,000 years before. That system that was developed more than 15,000 years. What Six Sigma suggests is you should have the skill, you should have the speed. That is what Six Sigma suggests. And also you should have the strength. So these factors, they started from the Sagittarius, from the sages, ancient sages, more than 15,000 years before. And you should have the preparedness also. That also is there. You should have the preparedness. Then only you can win the race. And you should be able to achieve the target with proper skill. That is a bow and arrow. You should be able to hit the target. Then only that also 6 months says. If you want to have more details, you can read some good 6 month books. I will explain later stages. This is the only introduction. So skill, speed, strength, preparedness. These are the factors that we are required to meet the excellence in life. In 6 months, that gives only 3 defects per million opportunities. 6 month practice, management techniques that give only 3.4 defects per million opportunities. That was developed more than 15,000 years before that. That is why that is the science indicate. So that you should remember. Then you can see now next level. Next level you can see a cycle. That is in the Capricorn. The square piece that what you see is called an yantram, or that is the ancient machine. That is a machine, something just like your telephone or video that can capture information. That is something similar to eye, something similar to phone, through which the information can be transmitted and received. That is this is called an yantram. And that this is Sri Sambhurna Mahalakshmi Yantram. That is for goddess of wealth, where is the goddess resides. That is the residing place for goddess of wealth, and through which the information can be got, the information transmitted, the information can be received. Such ancient methods. These are all very old techniques. They are yantram. By the side of that, that pot is there, and by the side of that, you can see a cycle. And I told the second house is the techniques you learn or the knowledge you get by hearing. By telling the information, you hearing and you learning. That information is you get from the second house. And the second house is the house of wealth, house of money and house of wealth. And you see a cycle. For you to move forward, you cannot move with wealth alone. You require life also. That should be that cycle is form of a cycle to a bicycle. That is, you should have knowledge as well as money. It is not sufficient you should have life alone. Or it is not sufficient you have money, extreme amount of money. With the extreme amount of money, if you do not have life, then gone. If you have good amount of life and do not have money means, then again you are lost. So it's a balance between these two. You should have enough money and you should have enough life. First you should have life and then you should have money. Normally we supply these two both together as a compromise. But because of many roadblocks in your way, you may not be able to get both. But if you properly follow the path, you will have. Just like here, even I have done 20 years effort in rectifying the system, making the system error-free, and administering the system. I got, for the last 3 years, I didn't get any money. For the last 40 years, I got only 4,000 rupees per month. This is not my personal case alone. That is why I am stressing. That indicates, in your well-managed, what you call well-managed system, very profitable system, you are not paying money to the people who really work. That is the fundamental mistake in your system. Whatever system you call, I am not bothered. Whether it is a democratically run system or with an MBA system or management employee system, but we are not bothered. The glaring mistake in your system is that you are not paying to the right persons the right amount. There are several examples. My case is only just like your representative. My case is a representative for the kings and also those who have worked really hard. You are not able to meet my requirements in very decent terms. You are not able to. I am very clear. We are convinced your system is very rotten system, particularly the financial system. It's full of malpractices. You are not paying your employees. You are not paying to dividing the money to the general public properly. It's all corrupted, totally corrupted. Otherwise, why didn't you give money for the last 3 years? For the 20 years I am working. For your benefit alone. I have shown results. Error-free records. I have made a 100% pass for the engineering students, 4 batches. And for 22 batches I have shown 97% pass, when the all Kerala pass percentage was 45% only for the so many number of years. Even then you didn't care. That means you have some stubborn attitude within you to deny proper compensation for the right people. You are making so many payments. Each day you are spending money. I know. I have gone through the entire system and I am telling, whatever system we are following in the present financial system, in the compensation, paying, mainly making payments to the compensation for the people who really worked hard, who really showed the results, that's entirely rotten. That's why the present situation of corona is there. And if you are not willing to rectify your own system, there is much more to come that you have to face. Now, the next zodiac, Aquarius, we will discuss in the coming days. Still more, this we have to continue. It's almost time. I have told in the initial, spend about 20 minutes, and I almost taken 24 minutes. So I think you got some useful information, and you had a very interesting session with me. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thanks again.